All right, guys, welcome back to Photographics Academy. I'm very excited about the retouching we're going to be doing today, and it's really going to be an amazing one. Trust me, the result will blow your mind. We will think through the process together and we'll get something really amazing from the scratch. So let's quickly get started. Of course, I'm going to crop the image using 8x10, although it's already in 8x10. So crop your own image to suit your social media post size and they are good to go. So the next thing I want to do is just to remove all these distractions. And to do that, I'll just pick up my lasso tool, make a rough selection, add the C-stand as well, add the C-stand, then also add this area, right click, go to fill, content aware, and let's wait for the magic. And it's almost done. So I'm going to press Ctrl D. I think this area is remaining. Pick up my patch tool and just quickly drag that over. Do the same thing over here. Very good. So go to the floor, fix the floor areas. All right, look at that one. Take care of it. So all this is very important that you do it on your background before you even start doing anything, whether it's retouching, because eventually at the end of the day, you will still work on your background. Okay, look at this one. All right, so just quickly zoom in on her and see if we can do a very big skin retouching for her. She does not need a lot of retouching. So we'll just keep our frequency separation around 3. Yeah, 3 is too low. Keep it at 4. Press OK. Open up our group. Go to low frequency. Pick up our mixer brush tool. And just do a very quick skin retouch. Very quick one. So if you notice, I'm doing everything I can to maintain the structure of her face and the highlights around those areas. It's very important because those are the things that will give the image a very strong dimension at the end of the day. You really want to record. That's something stupid. Start preparing your mind. If I'm serious. To the leg area. I know you'll be wondering, why is he not spending so much time on the picture? Because the picture is already looking beautiful. You do not have to do too much to prove that you are good. But the better you become, the lesser you do. Unless it's very necessary that you have to do a lot of skin retouching. Looking at the image already, it's looking smooth. Look at that. The before, the after. Don't need to do everything you know how to do just because you know how to do it. You do it because the picture requires that you do it. So just quickly pick up our clone stamp and fix this area. All right, so let me quickly run a dodge and burn on the picture very quickly. So I'll be keeping my brush somewhere around 10, so I won't have to paint many times. Then I'll first start with my dodge. Focus on all these shiny areas. The lips, very important. Move over to the legs. Give those highlights some lifting, and that's all. Then pick up my bone. Do the same thing for this shadow. When this is even too much, we'll drop it down for the lips. And we are done. So I'm going to put the two of them in a group so we can see what they are doing combined. The before, the after. Amazing work. All right, we are done. Our skin retouching is done and dusted. So let's move straight to background, which I know this is where everybody's waiting. All right, but then that retouching was part of it. So we'll make a selection of our object, very important. So once the selection is done, go to select inverse and just modify your selection. Make sure you remove all the areas that are not supposed to be in that selection and add all the areas that are supposed to be that are not selected. All right. So once this is done, make a duplicate, go to select inverse, layer via cut. So right click on your image and go to layer via cut. Now we'll have the background on a separate layer and our object on a separate layer. So let's start with the cleaning. Hold your control, reload the selection on the background by clicking inside this box while your control is pressed down. Go to filter, go to blur, go to Gaussian blur. Then smoothen it out like 135 is cool. Press Ctrl D, then create a gray adjustment layer. A gray solid color rather. Very, very important. Very, very important, so that it doesn't, you don't end up getting some shadows you are not so proud of. So just create it over here. 50%. You can actually just type in 50 here and it will give it to us. Press OK. Change the blend mode to color. So we now have a very clean background, except for what we have here, which we can use curves to lift or even just paint it out by lifting the shadow area in our curves. Just like that. Still good. Nice. Okay. So I think this is making us lose our shadow. So I'm going to need to get it back. What I would rather do. Okay. Took it too far. Okay. So what I would rather do is to create an empty layer here. Pick up my brush. Select the color, a general color around that area, and just use it to fade away that shadow that I do not want. So it doesn't affect anything, still intact, but clean. So now let's determine exactly the kind of color we want to use. So today is going to be about playing with color and dimensions. I'm not bringing in an external background. We'll create the background right here in Photoshop. And I want it to have a graphical look that looks very vintage and very close to magazine standard. And to create that, I feel if we combine few colors, especially the colors around her dress, is going to give us something really amazing. So let's give it a shot. So I'll pick up my rectangular marquee to make a very quick selection or a very quick cut over here. Then go to my solid column. I'll be loading orange, but I need it to be slightly bright and a bit more saturated, like that. Press OK. Then change the blend mode to color. Look at that. It's looking beautiful already. So once you are done, we cannot leave the floor this way. So we'll go back and create another one for the floor. Create another solid color for it. This time around, we'll pick the color from the lower part of our dress. Press OK. Change the blend mode to color. So the reason I keep changing the blend mode is so that I will make sure that I retain my shadows. If you leave it the way it is, it's going to look very, very flat and very, very off. But the moment we change the blend mode, you notice that the shadows reappear. So it gives that illusion that she was actually sitting here right in the studio. So with that explained, let's keep moving. So I want to cast a shadow from this orange onto this color so that it looks like both of them were placed above each other while the shoot was going on. So to do that, I will stay on my orange, double click to open up blend diff. So once you are in blend diff, you go down to drop shadow. So with the name drop shadow, it means it drops shadow on whatever that is beneath it. So if I say drop shadow, it will immediately drop a shadow on this color that is under it. So just push it out a little bit and maybe increase one or two things and press OK. So immediately it gives the illusion that it is above it, although we need to make a little adjustment. The edge over here is off, so we'll just push it back in. You can decide to reduce the opacity. You can even decide to, soften it out, but let's keep it the way it is. Now, looking at the picture, we are almost good to go. But I want to also still play with my illusions and dimensions and all of that. So I'm going to create a gradient. What is it called again? A gradient effect. A gradient effect. Then I'll go to style, go to radial, place it over here. So it gives me that pointed lightning effect, that there's a light pushing out from that part of the image. And I want that light to have a touch of orange and a touch of this. So I'm going to select the color, go to orange, pick it up, stays in orange. Do the same thing with this one. Maybe I'll just pick from here, press OK. Increase this a little for the spreading. Then of course, increase the scale, or rather make it smaller. Where is it? Okay, here it is. Let's go and change the blend mode so that you can see exactly what we are working with. Okay, this works. So we'll go back in, place it over here, reduce the scale. Can even bring it down. Just enough to push a lightning there so that when you look, your eye automatically goes to that brightest part of the image. I think it's too much. So I also want to do a little illusion over there. What do I mean? I want to pick up my elliptical marquee tool, make a circular selection. I'm going to hold my shift to make sure it gives me a perfect circle. So once I get a perfect circle, I'm going to try to match her curves into that circle. I'll try to match her curves into that circle. Excuse me. Okay, yeah. That is what I'm talking about. Something like this. So it looks like she's right in the middle of it. And once that is done, I'll come down to the orange and bore a hole inside there. All you need to do is just to press backspace. Oh, could not complete your request because the content of the layer is not directly editable. Okay. We'll go to the mask and bore the hole. So we get a very empty hole there. But we want this color to be popping out from there. We do not just want it to be an empty hole. So we'll have to push this color into that area. And to do that, all we need to do is just to hide everything. Open another solid color. Press OK. Hide it. Go back in and select the color of that particular color, of that particular solid color. Press OK. Now, if we turn everything back on, you'll notice that that particular area, oh, this is beautiful. I feel like leaving it like this. You'll notice that that particular area now has this color beautifully infused into it. So let's turn everything back on. Why is my orange not showing up? Okay. Excuse me. I think we made a little mistake. This is supposed to be directly under the orange. Let's collapse what we have. Okay, so this is the floor. Should be here. Then this should come down here. Good. So this is our floor. Then we'll have to change this one we created now. We need to change the blend mode to color as well. Beautiful. So the reason we have to also change it back to color is so that all our shadows will come back on. Look at that. So let's turn back our light on. Amazing. Let me show you the overall before and after. This is the before where the whole thing started. This is where we are now. Amazing, amazing. And you notice that the drop shadow we did initially just gives us an automatic shadow right inside here, which can also be adjusted by going back into drop shadow and moving it around like this. Do something like this. I think I prefer it from that angle. Yeah, this is good. Press OK. Hope it doesn't affect what we have down here. No, it doesn't. Look at that amazing color. So now, looking at the image, I'm noticing that everywhere is busy. Everywhere is busy. Even though your eye still goes to the center because of that break in color. But I want to pull in a little bit of more attention to her. So what do? We can actually create a lightning effect. I've not tried this before, but let's give it a shot. Like I told you, it's going to be wild. So just do a little light haze flowing from up, down like this. We go into curves, pull it up like this. I think it needs to flow through her body, then feather it out. So we'll reload our curves, go back to our feather, and just gradually feather it out. Of course, we need to bring it down. Let's see how that handles the whole. Okay, I think that doesn't work. Pick up my brush, remove it from the floor. We don't want it here. Reduce it as much as possible. Okay, I think I'm going to also remove it from the orange entirely. So we'll just have her skin brightened up. So let's look for a color lookup table that is going to bring everything we've done into a very beautiful synergy. So we'll go to color lookup and just keep scrolling through to find the one that gives us what we need. So I want it to be high contrasty. This is actually really, really beautiful. Let's try toning this down a little and see how it's going to do. Gives us that vintage vibe, fall color vibes. We actually need it to be very saturated. So let's keep moving. Nice one. This is beautiful. Everything is just looking beautiful on this particular concept. My God, this is so fine. Okay, I think I saw what I'm going to stick with because of the way it gave me that melanin skin tone. Her skin tone have lost the reds, which I love. So I'm going to definitely stick with this. Tell me what you think about this color that I just chose in the comment section. But I know I really, really love it. It's looking beautiful. You can actually combine two color lookups. Let's see what that magic is. Amazing. Amazing, amazing, amazing. I'll have to bring it very, very low. Just a dab of it. Good. I think this one is still too high. Bring it down. So the combination of the two gave us this, the before, the after. Lastly, we'll create a stamp visible layer. But before we do that, let's restore our shadow on the floor over there. So we'll just pick up our brush at 10 or even less. Just do a very short, very simple wave through. We have gotten our shadows back. So create a stamp visible layer by clicking Ctrl Shift Alternate E. Go to filter, go to camera raw. Punch up your vibrance a little. Increase your highlight a little. Yeah. A little bit. Open up your shadows a little bit. Then go into your effect, a little bit of gradient effect to bring your attention towards the center. Now all the colors you want saturated, you can go in and just saturate them if you want. So let's see what this saturation is going to be. Really, really cool. I love the push in that cyan color. You can as well check what your orange will be. Just that the orange will also affect our skin, so we'll leave it the way it is. We can as well cool the whole thing down, a little bit of cool temperature, which is not fine. I think we're actually done. This is good. We're actually done. The last thing we can do is to apply our done for you retouch action on the image to bring together everything we have done. And to do that, I'm going to flatten everything up, right? Go to my done for you over here and just play it over the picture. Keep it at 3. Press OK. Have I lost? Beautiful. Just that it is too much. We of course have to first of all remove it from this orange. I don't know why it's applying on the orange. The orange is not part of the skin, so we'll just remove it from that orange. Then from here, you can now decide how much of it we want on the skin of the lady. Very good. And this is how you create magic, my friend. This is how you create magic. So I'm going to create a snapshot so that we'll look at it together. So this was the image when we got started in Photoshop. This is the after. This is the before. This is the after. Tell me what you think about this. If you have any question, go to the comment section, drop it, and we'll do everything we can to respond to you. Thank you so much for watching. Do make sure you subscribe to our YouTube channel. If you do subscribe, turn on your notification bell to get notified every single time we drop a new video. Until then, see you on the next one.